Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much for giving us the floor. We are very honored, very happy to speak at this major annual scientific event dedicated to media and communication studies. The objective of our communication is to present you a new theoretical model of media system called the Haitian model, or the model of the Precarious system of democratic transition. This theoretical proposal is elaborated from 20 parameters that characterize the Haitian media system and the environment in which it's involved. This contribution is very significant to the advancement of knowledge in media studies and public communication in general. Our presentation is structured around 3 points. We will first give an overview of the result of our doctoral thesis, which is the basic of our theoretical proposal, which is the rightly an extension of our thesis. We will then present the theoretical model of Alim and Manchini 2004, whose limits we demonstrated through our studies. And finally, we present the main characteristics of the Haitian media system that are the basic of our theoretical proposal, called the model of the Precarious system of democratic transition. At the outset, let us recall that in our doctoral thesis, we demonstrate that the last 6 decades have given rise to the emergence of new conditions that favor changes in the Haitian media system. Those include the promotion of Creole as language of communication in radio, the process of democratization of the radio space since the fall of the Duvalier dictatorship, and the extension of the media system by digital technologies, creating new conditions and opportunities for the actors of the system. Finally, we conclude that the Haitian media system has been transformed over the 60 years under the past 60 years under the influence of 3 sets of factors: linguistic, democratic, and technological. Nevertheless, the conclusion of our study revealed that the structural conditions specific to the environment in which the Haitian media system operates create such as inertia, which essentially mean that the system in its fundamental characteristic and its nature is maintained as such. This led us to the conclusion that the changes that can be observed in the relation between the actors of the system do not lead a real reconfiguration of the Haitian media system. The main characteristic of the latter and its environment remained unchanged from 1957 to 2022. So, this thesis allows us to see the singularity of the Haitian media system, make it a fertile ground for advancing knowledge in the field of media or public communication in general. It is in this perspective that this study on the transformation of the Haitian media system has allowed us to highlight certain questions and identify new avenues for research. So, our theoretical model is an extension of our doctoral thesis. Therefore, we propose a new theoretical model in order to feed theoretical reflection on other media systems that have characterized like that of Haiti. Our study allowed us to understand that the particularity of the socio-economic and political condition in which the Haitian media system involves make it a particular object of studies that is likely to advance knowledge in the field of public communication. Before presenting some characteristics of the Haitian media system, we will briefly introduce you to the three models proposed by Alim and Mancini. We will spare you the theoretical and methodological consideration that guide this work. But let me quickly tell you that this study is part of a multi-theoretical perspective. It is based on central concepts that are mainly the media system or systemic applied to the media and strategic analysis, the public space and the metaphor of public communication contract. Methodologically, this study is based on a qualitative analysis of empirical and secondary data. So, as you know, the Haitian media system, like all the others, is made up of a set of actors who are in a position of relationship or a relation of interdependence. We were particularly interested in their types of relationship. Nevertheless, the idea of the transformation of media system is not foreign to the work of Alim and Mancini. This makes their approach useful to us in the study of their transformation. As we shall see, the different model developed by Alim and Mancini, liberal, polarized, pluralism, corporatist, apply only to Western countries. However, the four parameters on which they base themselves to build their model, market structure, political parallelisms, professionalisms, role of the state, remain relevant to characterize media system in Haiti as elsewhere in the world. So, now to characterize Western media system, Alim and Mancini use four differences. The first dimension is economic. This is particularly the composition of Western media market. The second dimension refers to political parallelisms, which is explained by the formal or informal relationship between the media and political structures. It is also considered the consequences of party structure on management of media regulatory system. And the third dimension is related to the degree of the professionalization of journalists. It is related to the autonomy of journalists, the way in which professional standards are defined and their commitment to public services. The fourth dimension, which is not the least, concern the role of the state and the legal and regulatory framework that governs the action of the media. The conceptual framework developed by Alim and Mancini does not apply done to Western countries that are rich and developed countries. That is not the case for Haiti, for example. We will see that this is not the case for the Haitian media system, which involve in a very particular environment which characterize markedly different from those of the media system analyzed in the Western context. Some typology of Alim and Mancini does not apply to the case of the Haiti. But we were particularly interested in the method used by researchers to establish the three types of media system. It is therefore from this method that we were able to highlight the particularities of the Haitian media system. The approach and method used by Alim and Mancini to characterize Western media system are very useful in our demonstration leading to elaboration of a model of the precarious system of democratic transition that we propose. They can be understood as a combination of several dimensions on which their analytical framework is based. The authors are particularly interested in determining the relationship between the media and political structure. Alim and Mancini's a comparative analysis of Western media system is based on an interrogative conceptual framework. They compare a media system with similar socio-cultural, political, and economic characteristics. It is a question of determining the points of similarity and the specific characteristic of the media system in question according to their composition and their functioning to arrive to at a current archetypes. Now let me we will present the three models proposed by Alim and Mancini, which are reference models in the field of public communication and media studies. The characterization of the system analyzed by Alim and Mancini allow them to identify three types of media system. The first one, the first one is the Mediterranean or polarized model of pluralism that apply to certain countries such as Greece, Spain, Portugal, Italy, and France. Because this model correspond particularly to country whose history is marked by the presence of authoritarian political regimes and which have been slow to make the democratic path. The transition from dictatorship to democracy also led to a strong political parallelism. As a result, this type of political system is particularly characterized by a media space dominated by a politically oriented elite. By I can say a low media circulation and by a great influence of political and economic forces on media structures. Though the researchers show that a very high rate of parallelisms and strong politicization of media of the Mediterranean countries, while it is lower in other countries to this. They point to a certain ability of journalists to focus on comment rather than fact. There is also a certain media practice in the system of promoting political tendencies. In this model, journalists and media tend to mobilize the audiences for a political cause. This activity role is explained by strong link maintained by media owners and journalists with political structure. I would have to say that the fact that journalists become politicians or vice versa is also a common practice in the Mediterranean system, especially in the case of a Greek media system in which newspaper remain political instrument. So this is also the case in the system we are analyzing, that means the Haitian media system. Through the result of this studies, we will see that despite its singularity, the Haitian media system is approaching the Mediterranean model. Now, the second model is called the cooperative democratic model, which concern countries in the northern and central region of Europe. This model is particularly prevalent in countries that have experienced early development of media industry and press freedom. It includes countries such as Australia, Finland, Germany, Belgium, Denmark, Norway, and Switzerland. This type of corporatist democratic media system is also characterized by very strong restrict intervention of the functioning of the media, as well as very current culture of freedom of information. And politically linked media and powerful commercial media are doing well, and political parallelisms can be observed alongside traditional professional practices dominating journalism. This model is also characterized by the high circulation of newspaper, of commentary-based journalistic practice. There is a high level of formal organization among professional journalism. The third and final type of media system presented by Aliman Mancini is that the North Atlantic, or the liberal model. Let me tell you that this model brings together rich Western countries, such as the United States of America, Canada, Ireland, and the United Kingdom. So, though this grouping show how media systems are shaped by cultural and geographical proximity, as well as the common historical, economic, and political context of countries. So, according to Aliman Mancini, the media in these countries experienced a high level of development and a high degree of freedom at a very early stage. The liberal model is characterized above all by a dominance of commercial newspaper and by a low political pluralism. It is also marked by a strong professionalism of journalism, a professionalization of journalism, but better organized the media, which involve, according to the corporatist democratic model. And it is also marked by a limitation of journalist independence due to commercial and political pressure on media. So here we have just briefly summarized the three models described by Alim and Wanshini. They show some variation in media system. However, their study also reveal a certain similarity between the proposed model and the degree of transformation media system between nation state over time. At the end of their analysis, Alim and Wanshini evoke the thesis of convergence of or homogenization of Western media system, particularly European, which according them could be pushed toward the liberal system. The result of various research studies showed that the theoretical models proposed by Alim and Mancini do not apply to non-Western countries, particularly the Haitian media system, which involve in a particular social, a political, and economical context. Nevertheless, despite of its singularity, the Haitian media system is closer to the Mediterranean model or polarized pluralist model due to, in particular, to this political past and politicization. So, despite it is relevant theoretical depth and impact in the scientific community, Alim and Mancini analytical framework is not universal in scope, and the authors are aware of this. So the dimensions and model that result from their work specifically cover the relationship between the media and the political class in the Western world. That said, the authors do not present to extend their typology to all media systems because there is no homogeneity between media systems. Nevertheless, they consider their conceptual framework to be relevant because it extends to show a convergence toward the dominant model, which is the liberal model. Indeed, one of the main criticisms of the previous work is that they did not consider the effect of the internet on the media system study. Although they are award to criticisms level at them, they try to justify them by citing a lack of literature relating to internet based on media. So, with this new publication, Halim and Mancini are revisiting the initial work based on some of research published since the publication of their reference work comparing media system. This new reading consists in making the concept addressing in the work operational and experimented with the work environment. Now, having carefully analyzed the different model of media system existing in the scientific literature, including the two models proposed by Halim and Mancini, we conclude that none of them applies to the Haitian media system. Our study demonstrated or confirms the limitations of media system model resulting from Halim and Mancini's comparative studies in the context of Western countries. This new model provides an unprecedented framework for analyzing the media system of non-Western countries, particularly African or Latin American, which have characteristics like those of Haiti. We will present you now some characteristics of the Haitian media system, about 15, which make it a very particular system that skips the typology proposed by Halim and Mancini. The first one is the dominance of radio, because radio is the main technical and institutional mechanism for public communication in Haiti. It occupies a prominent place in the Haitian media system or media landscape, being the most accessible means of communication to the publication. Another one is the media plurality. The Haitian media system is composed of a variety of media, particularly radio, including print, television, radio, and digital media. There are also the domination of public debate by a political elite, because public debates are largely dominated by a literate elite. There is also the predominance of Creole, because Haitian Creole is the dominant language used in media, especially radio, which is the dominant medium in the country. This reflects the linguistic reality of the country. There is also the political parallelisms or political polarization. Allow us to insist a little bit on this characteristic of the Haitian media system that bring it closer to the polarized model of Precarious or Mediterranean model. Haitian media are often polarized and affiliated with different political parties, which can influence their media coverage. For example, from 1957 to 1986, radio stations were under the yoke of the Duvalier dictatorship by very strict control mechanisms. This politicization of radio has not changed with the rise of Creole or with the fall of the dictatorship, let alone with the development of digital tools. Radio remain a very powerful tools in the hands of political forces. Politicization continues in another form. The changes observed are also part of the continuity of the basic structures of the system. We have developed a typology of form of politicization of the Haitian media system in my doctoral thesis. We will not mention all them, but this politicization of the Haitian media system is manifested first by the mode of ownership of the radio. More and more of countries' political leaders are seeking to obtain their own radio station that serve as instrument or propaganda or political and partisan promotion. Secondly, there is politicization by mechanism of allocation of radio licenses by Conatel. The participants were unanimous in affirming that radio licenses are granted largely on a basis of political complacency whenever there is a change of government. And finally, the Haitian radio system or Haitian media system is polarized by the way it is founded. We can, for example, consider corruption, hiding, financing, and ethical conflict are also principles of regulation of the system. They characterize its model of operation. Some journalists receive public money with or without any specific communication mandate. Some journalists receive, or we can say, some journalists receive public money with or any specific communication mandate, as I said, while acting as an arbiter in the public space, which is a form of politicization of media. There is also a form of politicization by association. We will now develop in this presentation. There is also the weak of media infrastructure, vulnerability to natural disaster, international media influence, precarious journalistic independence, the impact of the media on public opinion, the role of the radio in public communication, the challenge of disinformation, a literacy level, the emergence of digital media. So it's to say that the Haitian media system need capacity building to improve the quality of journalism and access to credible and impartial information. So these characteristics depict a complex Haitian media system with challenges to overcome and opportunities to promote effective and inclusive public communication in the country. Now, it is important to tell you that it is important to note that a media system like the Haitian media system is dependent on its environment. This implies that certain characteristics are first and foremost those of the environment or in which the Haitian media operate. So there's characteristic influence the functioning of the system and come to constitute what should be called the rules of the game. Indeed, the Haitian radio system involves in an environment characterized by the following elements. For example, political instability or successive political crises, because the Haitian media system involves in an environment of chronic political crises. Haiti has a history of political instability marked by political crises, a coup and difficult democratic transition, which has implications for the press freedom and media independence. There is also the economic fragility because the country faces very significant economic challenges which can affect the founding of media and their ability to maintain editorial independences. There is also the media artisans are in general unpaid. That is a problem. The poverty and illiteracy, because a large part of the Haitian population live in poverty and has a high illiteracy rate. We can note also the cultural and linguistic diversity, the infrastructure challenges, the sensibility to social issues because the Haitian media often face sensitive social issues such as corruption, human rights, and security, which can pose challenges for investigative journalism, the need for training and professionalism, and social mobilization potential, because Haitian media play an important role in social mobilization and expression of a popular demands, especially in period of political protest. So we can also note the international media influence, because international media also have a significant presence in Haiti, sometimes influencing local media content and perception of national issues. So in conclusion, I would like to conclude this presentation by repeating the words of the eminent professor Jean Charon in relation to my books, to these studies. This work takes on prominence in media studies for at least two reasons. First, its advanced knowledge about one's case, that of Haiti, which is very poorly documented. And this is a difficult case to study. In Haiti, we do not find all the contextual and factual data that are easily found in rich countries. For example, data on the financing and profitability of radio, one advertiser's advertising expenditures, on the composition of and behavior of audience, on the socio-economic profile of the journalist population, on their professional values, etc., etc. Second, these studies provide constructive criticisms of authoritative theory of media system developed by Alim and Mancini. The model we propose make it possible to characterize media system and in different countries that scoff the typology proposed by Alim and Mancini, because the Haitian system is in some respect related to Mediterranean model theorized by Alim and Mancini, and which correspond to countries such as Greece, Spain, Portugal, Italy, and France. But it is still a distant kinship. Haitian society has more in common with other countries, particularly in Africa, than which there's European countries. It is a developing country whose population is poor and poorly educated, dominated politically and culturally by uneducated elite. It is a country in democratic course construction, highly polarized, and which experience successive political crises, in which public communication is focused on orality and therefore on radio. Media theories are most often devised by researchers in developed countries, so that they are often unable to capture what is happening in developing countries. That is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for your valuable attention. I was very happy to take part of this very important annual scientific activity. Thank you once again for having me. Thank you for your valuable understanding. Thank you for your listening. Thank you very much.